What is up, MMA fans? This is Tudo Leonte for Sherdog.com, and today I have the pleasure and the honor to talk with former UFC welterweight champion and now member of the expert panel on the PFL Challenger Series, Mr. Tyron Woodley. Hello, Tyron. Welcome on Sherdog. How are you?
I'm doing good, my man. I appreciate you having me on.
And I, of course, appreciate you giving us a little bit of your time. Have you watched the Super Bowl recently?
Yeah, I got the last little moments of it. You know, I'm always running a little bit late. So this time I got there prior to the halftime show, but I was able to see Odell get his touchdown early on, and the Rams brought it home.
What do you think about that halftime show?
I mean, I thought it was iconic, to be honest. You know, you got Dr. Dre, who brought Snoop Dogg in, and then Snoop Dogg basically gives off the torch to Kendrick Lamar, who Dre brought in as well. And it just really shows that Dr. Dre just has an eye for talent. And I think that's also what makes our panel table well, because you think about Ray Lewis, Wiz Khalifa, who has a Taylor Game record label where he has a big talent, Juicy J, Ty Dolla $ign. You got Randy Couture, who owns a gym where he has a pick talent. Ray Lewis does the same thing. We all do it in different arenas, and I think that when you sit us down there, great minds that think alike, I think we'll be able to sort through and find us the next star.
Well, yes, sir. We are here to talk about that. So you are going to take part in the upcoming PFL Challenger Series as part of the expert panel. But can you please tell us what are you actually going to do, during the show?
I mean, I can't give away all the special sauce because that'll take away the format. And there's some people out there that may look at it and hear it and go and try to do it first. So we can't reserve and give you the secret ingredients, but we definitely be judging. We'll be evaluating. We'll be looking at different fighters, hungry fighters that are out there trying to win $1 million. And you put that type of money on the line, fighters of all different levels are going to want to be interested. They're going to be training their best coaching, best strength and conditioning, everything that they can do to give themselves a competitive advantage. They're going to do that. So I think the competition level and the ability to compete is going to go through the roof. So it should make it easy to find out who can do that, compete consistently, but also have the it factor and the value that people will want to watch you fight.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but PFL is going to give out a contract each week for 8 weeks. What is the most important factor that a fighter should have to be rewarded with a contract and a spot on the PFL regular season, in your opinion?
I mean, for me, it's always a fighter that can deal with adversity. I mean, it's easy to steamroll and put on a highlight reel against somebody that's, handpicked for you to just, throw a good W on. But when you have somebody start leg kicking you and you address that, or you're throwing the same punch and you make a switch in between rounds where you come out with a different series. If you're tough and if you're in shape, and how much do you want it? It's going to be some close fights, because even if a person on paper may have the advantage, but when you start throwing that type of money, I promise you, just think the UFC, they've been getting away with $50,000 for how. If the best knockout of the night, like they say the same speech, no words changed, same word, and it's still 50,000, right?
Yes.
We're talking about $1 million to non-UFC fighters. Yeah, they're finna go crazy. So I think we're gonna see some close fights, and there's gonna be some moments in those fights where someone decides to win. Like, no, I'm winning. And those are the fighters that'll do it in big fights, small fights, a fight in the closet or a fight in Madison Square Garden. They'll show up like
that. We already saw you working as an analyst for different promotions for the UFC, for example. Are you going to do that as well during your PFL experience?
I mean, my plan is to be able to just report the best, and if it's a fight or a situation where they're talking about the best, I feel like, my experience, the teams that I've trained alongside, the people that I fought against, being in a very complex weight class, and just having, everything from the Challenger Series all the way to a title reign, I've had every one of them. So why wouldn't I be the first person that can go out there and relate and help other people understand the magnitude? Why is this fight a big deal? Why should I care? You know what I mean? What do I have to look at to see who I'm gonna make my bet on who's gonna win? And that's our job, to make people have that experience, because it is a lot. It's a lot going on. It's called mixed martial arts. It's not kickboxing, it's not boxing, it's not wrestling. It's anything and everything besides what's illegal, right?
Yeah.
That's exciting to watch. But sometimes people just don't know what the hell going on. We got to let them know what's going on without being, oh, he's got the inverted guard and the Google plot. It's a place for that analyst. It's not my place, but it's a place for that person to know every technical word to everything, right? But then it's somebody like me that can break it down to you, make it very easy. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Simple,
yeah.
where you won't forget it. And now the next time you watch it, it's not so complex, you won't remember it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I understand, and I actually appreciate you as an analyst before. I'm sure you will do an amazing job again. The first event is going down on February the 18th, and it will be focused on light heavyweights. Is there anyone in particular who stands out in your opinion?
No, I don't want to show any favoritism. I want people to earn that. You know what I mean? Because that's what we're doing. We're judging. So I don't even really want to just know about what they did and the last training session and how fast they can run a mile in. You know what I mean? I want them to go out there and compete. I'm gonna do my research. I'm gonna check and see, who they fought recently, what type of streak they on, and also what gym they fight for, because they can tell me a lot about the training. I know how AKA guys train. I know how Extreme Couture, Winklejohn. I know how all these different camps train, and that'll tell me a little bit about the fighter before I even watch the fight.
And what about yourself? Are fans going to see you competing again this year?
For sure, definitely. And I got a lot of opportunities to fight. I got a lot of people that want me to fight, and I just want the most exciting one. I got a couple ones that are kind of exciting enough for me to just say, all right, let's do it. But something's telling me that it's going to be something that is on the level of what I just had the last couple of times around. Just the build up to it, the big fight, the big exposure, and just having fun with it. And that's what I want. And I got a couple that could be close, or just kind of like, you know what I mean, orchestrated to where I can make it that for me. I don't know about everybody else. It's close, but I just feel like something's just gonna blow everything out of the water. I'm like, yep, that's it. Let's do it.
And can you please tell us if it's, if it's going to be a boxing fight, an MMA return? What is,
I don't know
what
the
should be the
order, but
most?
I'm going to do both this year. I'm going to do MMA and I'm going to do boxing. Boxing, to be honest, I'm just falling in love with the boxing because
Well,
it's such a new thing, and it's like all the techniques, and I really had to learn stuff really so quick. And then in between fights, we just committed to like continuing the growth and not just only training for the camp. So my coach right now, GT the Great, shout out to him, Gerald Tucker. He's training Floyd for his fight in Dubai right now. But when those guys get back, shit, we right back at it.
how was it your transition? I mean, you were known also, in MMA for your strength, for your boxing technique, but to transition to boxing, to pure boxing and train for a pure boxing fight, that must be obviously different. Regardless of the couple of defeats that come at the ends of Jack Paul, how is it for you?
He said, regardless of the fact you lost a couple, how was it before then and after that? Now, you know what? It's a part of the game. It's kind of, at the time, it was kind of confusing because I trained so hard. I was ready to go. And, you know what I mean? Just like the chances of dropping your hand at the same exact time somebody throwing a powerful punch is like 1 in a million chance. So it's like, I can't diminish my ability to get ready so quick, to be committed to getting ready so quick and rising to the occasion, with no question asked, instantly, yes, on the spot. And a lot of fighters talk about that. Oh, I'm that guy. I do anything. But when it come down to it, I was that guy. And I've always been that person. So I think that's something that I'm just doing a better job is finding the blessings and everything. You just think about what type of year I had. But even before that fight, you know what I mean? Just the type of energy I was giving to my training and the type of focus that I was given to it and how good I got so quickly. Like, don't forget, we went 8 rounds and I was the one that was not huffing and puffing. You know what I mean? And that was my first boxing fight. And even this last fight, like I was winning the fight. He had won 1 round out of the 6 that we were competing in. We was at the end of the 6th round. He had only won 1 round, and that was even a close round. So I can't just take away those parts, you know what I mean, just to focus on not getting the decision I thought I was going to get or getting hit with a punch at the same time I drop my hand. No, I won't let nobody make me do that. So
do you think that you are a little bit underestimated, Jake Paul's strength in your latest fight? I mean, you are more than legit competition, and he KO'd you, sir. I mean, I was pretty surprised. To be honest, I didn't expect to see that, and I believe, if I'm honest, a lot of people with me were surprised. Do you believe that there was a little bit of underestimation of that?
No, I mean, you have to go back and do a little research and check the interviews prior to the fight. And when people ask me about Power and ask me what I thought he can do, even before I fought him the first time in the interviews, I've always given, you can't deny Power. Ben Askren was hit with everything that you can get hit with by Robbie Lawler, one of the most accredited knockout artists you've ever seen in your life. And he was able to withstand that. Jake Paul hit him with a punch he didn't see, got knocked down. Same thing with Nate. Same thing with whoever else before. So, yeah, I knew that. The first time around, I got hit with some punches that may have been similar to the one I got hit with then. But I don't even understand, like, if it was a longer camp. Sometimes people credit a lot of running to your chin strength. I don't know if it was a lot more running, a different mouth guard, or whatever the fuck, but I feel like he hit me hard, but I feel like I got hit that hard in the last fight too. But I just turned and kind of just got back in it and went at his face. So I don't know for sure.
Okay, that's fair enough. I
understand. But it happened. It wasn't like I didn't just say, "Oh, let me just fake like I got knocked out." Like people really think that's the thing.
I wasn't implying that at all.
Like, it's kind of like, to me, it's like, I never underestimate him. You can go back and look at a million videos where you hear me giving him credit for Power. And I told him, I said, this is going to be a fight. It's not going to be short. It's going to be a real fight. And I said, people are going to respect you after this, though. But I thought I was going to win. That's what I was saying to him at the weigh-in face-off. But I didn't recognize it was going to be at the, you know what I mean, the sacrifice and losing the fight to him. But what do you do? Shit.
It's a fighting game. I believe you understand it better than me.
If I can go back and do it again, I would lift my hand up. One thing. That's all I would change. I blocked the punch, and for some reason I did like that. After I saw it, identified it. Look at the replay, and I'm watching it with my eyes open. I see the overhand right. It's my number 1 punch. I know the fucking body mechanics, right? And at some reason, I don't know if he delayed it or whatever happened, as he was throwing it, I did like this, which I never dropped my left hand. So I'm baffled, but he threw it. He took the chance. He landed it. Worked out for him. But that don't mean I'm going to sit here and fucking spend the rest of my life crying about it.
No, of course. I have one more question, and then I let you enjoy your meal. What do you think about the ongoing feud between Paul and Dana White and the UFC?
You know, I don't know what the angle is. I don't know if it's a genuine attempt from Jake Paul and his camp to get equality and fighter pays increase and the equity of the team, because I don't know why they would all of a sudden want that when they weren't in the trenches with us, you know what I mean, suffering, getting paid low rates, fighting big fights, and, people walking around with brain damage. I don't know the incentive. And I don't know why, if Jake is such a YouTuber that's not worthy of attention, I don't know why Dana White gives him so much attention. He gives him so much time a day. So that makes me sit there and think, like, is this a merit to what he's saying? Is he striking a nerve? So I just fall back and I just watch. Okay. But they're not going to stop no time soon.
No, I guess that they're going to go, for a while with the back and forth. Sir, it was a great chat, at least for me today. It was a pleasure to talk with you. Before I let you go, do you have any last message?
You know what? I just excited about this, guys. The PFL, the Challenger Series. I'm excited to work it. I'm excited about the team. Everybody's phenomenal. Wiz Khalifa, Ray Lewis, Vitor Belfort, Randy Couture, myself, Rampage Jackson. It's just a wealth of knowledge at that panel. I think everybody's been through the wire. Everybody's been at the top, back down, and had to bust back through. So I think just that mentality is consistent across the board. It should be a phenomenal show. And I do believe we're going to find a star.
Tyron, thank you again for your time today. Best of luck, with your upcoming and new adventure. And hopefully I will hear again from you in the future.
All right. Be blessed.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.